Happy Friday afternoon. Back again. It's Rob with Echo Fine Properties, and we're live with another local business in our community. And you know what? I need some of this right now because it's been a long day for me. I don't know. I'm dozing off, but it's coffee. Look at it. If you can't tell, look at that. Oh boy, this is a great place. I was there I think it was over a year ago, and just got into this shop and amazing. The smell of the coffee beans roasting. They're one of the first coffee roasters. I hope I'm saying this correctly in Florida, in this area in Palm Beach County, the first in Palm Beach County. So I'm gonna actually send it right out now to hold on, Suzanne Slate, real estate agent at Equifine Properties. Hey, Suzanne.
Hi.
I'm falling asleep here. I need that caffeine,
I
that
know.
coffee.
I reached right through there.
And Amy and Scott Angelo, say hi, guys. How you guys doing?
Hey, we're good. How are you?
Good. So they are the owners of Oceana Coffee right there in Tequesta. And I got to tell you, when I was in there, I think it was over a year ago. Look at that. Look at the beans. There they are. If you guys can see the video behind me. Oh, my goodness. Tell us a little bit more about Oceana Coffee and I guess how you guys got started in all this.
You want to run with that one? Scotty tells a good story.
It started, I always say, we got into this, we never really got into this thinking that we were going to be a business at any point in time. So when it all started out, it was a selfish need or a passion that started as a hobby in the garage, and it's just continued to grow and grow and grow. And but we bought a bag of coffee that was roasted by one of the most well-known roasters on the East Coast here in the US, still a huge company, does a great job. And I wanted to know how I could do it for ourselves selfishly. And so I bought a popcorn maker on eBay and converted it into a coffee roaster. And so that was the beginning of the path down the rabbit hole.
What made you think of a popcorn maker that would turn into a coffee roaster?
I was reading lots of forums. I'm an engineer by profession, so I'm a marine engineer by profession. And so I was reading lots of I fell into the green bean forums and started listening and watching and talking and understanding. And somewhere along the line, a thread popped up about air roasters and popcorn makers. And so I thought, well, that's a great idea. So, on eBay, $35 for a Potpourri 2 or something, whatever they called. And then I went off down to Home Depot and to
Radio Shack.
And I bought some different components and put it together, and I was able to control the speed of how everything happened within the little machine. We still have the machine.
You do? Well, yeah, it should be like the beginning of your beginning. Well, that's like the first dollar that you make it, you frame it, right? You got to keep
Yeah.
So what do you call your machine now? The green monster?
Actually, we've graduated. We've got the green machine is there. That was the machine we graduated to when we first opened our first retail store in 2011. And then I now operate on a Dutch-built big black monster.
Oh, all right. They're cousins. Oh,
yeah.
So where do you start like getting your beans and all that? I mean, you've traveled all around the world from what I've read.
Yeah. So when I started out, I was roasting in little 1 pound bags. I'd buy 1 pound bags off some of the websites on the internet, buy green beans, and I would experiment and taste and understand which coffees I liked and all that fun stuff. So from there, it continues to grow. 2 years ago, I went down to Costa Rica. So I went to Origin to start building relationships with farms. But along the way, it's about building trust and about building good relationships with green bean buyers around the country. And back, 5 or 6 years ago, I started winning awards with some of the coffees that I did have. And so I became good friends with some of the top green bean buyers around. They come looking for me because I can do what I do with the coffee. And It's just, yeah.
Is it
So
from
we
the
look-
roasting, or do you mix it with other, what's a green mean? It's not been roasted yet, or are they actually green?
Yeah, so that's correct. We wondering if I've got some here. I do actually. I can go grab a little bag. But the coffee seed, the coffee is a two-part seed inside a cherry on the shrub, and so when it gets picked, hand-picked. All of our coffees are hand-picked, and then they get milled to become the two separate seeds, and so that's how they come. And they actually come in the big. We get them in 150-pound bags, and I don't know if you can see that, but that's a.
Oh yeah, they are pretty. Yeah, that's cool.
So then we get them in 150-pound sacks on pallets, and we roast them. So that's the process you can see behind in some of the background shots of
Oh, I know.
on the video.
So when you're out in Costa Rica, say, and you go to a farm, and you haven't roasted them yet, so do you smell them? Do you taste it? How do you know they're good?
It's a little. What happens is that it's a pre-organized buying trip usually, and so what happens is that they get all of the farmers to contribute a sample from their farms and from the current crops. They have a particular lab, roast them all, and prepare them for a tasting, what's called a cupping. And so they lay them out on the table, and in a day we could go through 60 samples of different coffees from different farms, from different elevations, and all sorts of different things.
Wow.
We taste them, and there's particular flavor profiles that I'm looking for, and so from there they make connections, and then from each day that we're down there, we're usually broken up into different valleys that we're going to go visit, or farm regions that we're going to go visit. And so I get to find out if there's a coffee on the table I like, then my green bean buyer and broker will work with me to introduce me to the farmer, and we'll build relationships from there.
Can you explain your gorgeous little cafe there and what you do? I mean, you have food too with the coffee?
We do. So we have the 2 locations in Tequesta. Our original one is there on Old Dixie Highway, and that is mainly the roasting and production facility. There's a couple tables, no inside seating at the moment there, but we do have outside seating there. The other location is on US 1, and it's definitely a larger cafe setting. There is a conference room that you can rent. There's plenty of space inside to sit down and spread out. And we've got a nice little coffee house menu, some breakfast items, some lunch items, definitely nice pastries and treats.
What, Oceana, I assume that comes from your background being a marine engineer. Is that?
It's a combination of a lot of different things, I think. We get asked it a lot. Our main naming of the brand is that when the world was one, it was known as Pangea, and the partnership to Pangea was Oceana. And then we also worked on private yachts, and the last yacht that we worked on was an expedition style, and it had a tender on board. It was a sports fishing, a 36-foot sports fishing boat that was named Oceana also. So it coincided with lots of different things, and from where I'm originally from. So,
which is where, because of course you've probably heard from everybody, you have a really fun accent.
He's not from around here.
I know.
Originally from Australia.
I know. You're an Aussie.
Yeah.
Everybody loves an Aussie accent, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm stuck with it, and it hasn't worn off, thankfully. So
I know it's cool. What is today like for you with what's going on? Every time I really rarely turn on the TV anymore. It makes me happy. So I rather drink coffee or a glass of wine than listen to everybody on TV. It makes me nauseous, but
us too.
Yeah. So I don't really know. So where are you right now in the process of what you can do with your shop?
It's been interesting. nauseous is a great word. You know, I think it correlates with how they carry on with hurricanes as well. But anyway, we've been nonstop since the whole thing started. We were very quick to respond, and we maintain, you know, because Amy and I are very heavily involved, and we've got another Amy that works as our right hand, and we all think very fluidly. So we quickly maneuvered the business as fast as we could to wherever we could, making it curbside pickup. We used apps for ordering online. Yeah, so people could access all of our products very quickly and easily, and they just drive up and we would make the transfer. We expanded on our online sales as well. We really pushed out into the online, boosted our e-commerce side of things, and we're able to get the PPP along the way, which helped, and we were able to maintain our team of nearly 20 people or 25 people, and we actually were paying them above and beyond what their regular hourly rate was. So that really helped, and we really, we wanted to make sure our guys were looked after, and we wanted to make sure that we maintained our stability within the community and definitely within business as well. So we looked after our team really generously.
Well, and I think when it first happened, it was pretty, it's definitely very shocking. A large part of our business is wholesale, and that's, it's other restaurants, it's hotels, it's country clubs, it's office buildings. So everyone just stopped ordering, and, everyone's closed. So you have to shift and find out what you can do to get your coffee to the people. So the online ordering was huge right away, and just really made some changes straight out of the gate to try and compensate for that. And I think the moves we made and the online ordering and all of that stuff really helped to mitigate, that wholesale side. Because even now the restaurants are still they're starting to come back online. So it'll be great when they're all back, but it's definitely been tricky.
Yeah, it's been, our wholesale is down heavily, very, very heavily. And we worked initially with anybody who was still open. We definitely worked with them to help cross promote. And also we were giving them bags. We had a customer that was donating to the frontline and to the medical fraternities and all those great people out there. And so we were donating, 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds per order to them to be able to give away. So things along that line of, we just, whatever we could do to help out and make sure that they also maintain their customers and they maintained a great connection with the communities wherever they were as well.
So that's how it's supposed to work, right?
Is it true that no coffee is not created equal? There's a difference in coffee, meaning you can go to, I'll say it very lightly, you can go to Dunkin' Donuts or you can go to Starbucks, but you're not going to get the same quality that you're going to get from your place. And why is that? Explain the difference to folks out there that it's not the same. Why is your coffee that much better? Why does it taste that much better? Why is it that much better?
There's a lot of different reasons in that, but initially, there's that saying, I'll see if I'm allowed to say it, but you crap in, crap out, honestly. And it's, I buy great quality coffee. I pay above the market prices for good quality coffee. I only ever buy in specialty grade. And so it is in the top 5% of what is available out there. It's not commercial grade. It's not fillers. It's not anything other than the best quality. And so, and also when I say I pay above, it's because I'm also looking to build my people who support me. It's really important that we build relationships with the farmers and we inject money into their communities to help them survive for next year and produce a great crop, so we all win. And so that's the first part. Is green beans are very, very important. The quality of the green beans is really, really important. And then the skill of the roaster, me, it's 10 years, we're 10 years down the track, and I'm continually putting myself in courses or putting myself in competitions to make myself sweat even more, to see if I hold up and see if I can do what I do. And then it's the end, it goes to the consumer as a whole bean to their home, and they really, really enjoy it. That's makes me feel good. My goal of all this was to, it's one of those things. If I get something that's really cool, I'm excited to wake up the next day. I'm already going to bed thinking about something tomorrow. If I've got, if it's a cool car, or if it's a great cup of coffee, or I found, that aspect of it. So that's my selfish pursuit. I'm always chasing the unicorn coffee for sure.
How many do you have? How many different flavors? I heard you say turmeric coffee. I know turmeric's a new thing too that's out there. So putting it in coffee, that's kind of brilliant.
We have 8 coffees that we have standardized across our range all year round. I buy enough. I buy each current crop to last me long enough to get to the next crop. And so those coffees are staples in our offerings. And then we have about 3 or 4, and they're all single origin. So if it's Costa Rica, we know that it's from Costa Rica. We know the region in Costa Rica, and we know the farm from within that region of Costa Rica. So our single origin really means single origin. We're right down to the farm. And as for talking to turmeric and the syrup, they're not syrups really, the superfoods, the elixir that we offer, it depends on your taste and choice there. We have we can do a dirty turmeric latte, which has got an espresso shot in it, and turmeric elixir.
Yeah. Our traditional turmeric latte doesn't have any coffee in it. It's just a really nice, it's a turmeric elixir that we make with steamed milk, and it makes a beautiful superfood latte. So you're getting all the great things about turmeric in a delicious drink.
Wow. And same, it's the same with the turmeric. We buy that from a company in Australia, but the guy who owns the company owns a turmeric farm. So it's a vertical integration to us.
And you guys can, if I remember correctly, the last time, can people order? Is Oceana Coffee sold in the stores at all? Can I find it in my local grocery store?
You can find it in your local Whole Foods.
Across the state of Florida.
All through the state of Florida. We're in Joseph's Market. We're in Doris's Market.
Yeah, but you can find it.
Not fresh. There was a couple other. We're in negotiations with a couple other larger chains, but
and you've been in the K cups too. I call them the K cups. Out there called. You sell the coffee in those K cups.
We do. We make those in-house, so they are super fresh, and they've got more coffee than your traditional K cup would have in it. So you're going to get a really nice, it's fresh as well. We're making it in our shop, within 2 days of being roasted. So they're the best K cups on the market. I think that's
a key thing there, Suzanne. Again, these guys, if anybody's just joining us, we're joined by Scott and Amy Angelo from Oceana Coffee in Tequesta. You're getting a fresh product. You're getting a product that you guys pour your heart and soul. It's your business. It's how you make your living. So you pour your heart and soul. And it's not going to, and I'm going to say it again, like Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, where it's a corporation that, oh, sorry, your coffee wasn't bad. Oh, sorry. You guys, if somebody comes to you, Scott, and says, man, I really didn't like that coffee, you're going to ask, well, what was it? Was it too strong? Did it have this? Did it have that? And I remember when I was in there the last time, it's like a family. People walk in there, customers were coming in, and you're like, hey, Johnny, hey, Bob, their names, who they are. Do you guys still have that map on the wall? Tell me about that map. I remember when I walked in, I think I shot it in this video too. What's that map?
It started out in the very early days. That roasting house location was a sit-down cafe, chairs, and there was lots of space and room, and the counter was at the back, and the map was up there to show people where our coffee was from. So it had a flag for the location of where the coffee was from, and it had a description of the flavors from where that coffee was from and the farm. And so that's how it started out. Well, since then, and from the early days, people would come in and go, "Oh, I've been to Kenya," and so they give us a Kenya money. They give us Kenya dollars, and we'd tape it up and put it on. And then it just kept going, and people would go, "Oh, I've been to India, or I've been to Brazil, I've been to Costa Rica," and
Cuba.
And the money just so it's still there, and it's there.
You can see it's still there, and we add to it all the time. And I just saw in one of those shots, one of our customers,
There it is.
right here. So that is a photograph that he took when he was in Cuba of a man roasting coffee. So he brought that back, and we stuck it up on the board. So it just kind of goes to show you how invested our customers are too in the story and in, where the coffee comes from. And I think they get so excited when they see, where that is on a map, and they get to see the product, and it's gone directly from the farm to us, and then it's into their cup. So that's pretty cool.
Any funny stories or any like crazy places you've been when you went to go pick out some of these beans? Any crazy places, or anything crazy that happened while you were there?
Not so much crazy, but it's amazing when you first get there. The traffic in Costa Rica is horrendous, and then you get out into the mountains. But I never realized you hear about it and you see it on paper. This coffee's grown at 1,600 meters above sea level, or 1,700 or 1,800. I've got photos that I brought back. We were 2,000 meters above sea level, and we were on the mountainside. And just to stand on the mountainside, you had to bend a knee to stay level, if that makes sense. It was like I had my foot on a high stool. One foot was way up and one foot was way down, and we were 2,000 meters above sea level. And I was like, "This is
on a very steep hill."
On a very steep hill, we're a long way up, and these guys do it every single day with this massive basket, picking the cherries. So nothing crazy stories, but just how they do what they do and how the coffee actually gets to us is it amazes me, and it very eye-opening.
I gotta say.
Well, I was going to say, I had a home in Jamaica for 35 years. So we always had the Blue Mountain, and that was the best there. It's not the same when you buy it here, for sure.
No, it only has to have 7% Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee to be called Jamaican Blue Mountain.
Really? When you get real good coffee, and I'm not a huge coffee drinker, I have mine one a day. Or I'll have one, if I'm with people after dinner, it's just to me, it's a treat. But I just couldn't wait to get my hands on it. So to have a great coffee right here locally.
And that's the point, Suzanne. Right here in our backyard, Amy and Scott live here. They sleep here, they shop here, they dine here. Give back to businesses like Scott and Amy's. And they invest in our community. So these are the businesses. This is why we're doing this. This is why we're highlighting local businesses like Oceana Coffee. Support local. You said you don't drink that much coffee, Suzanne. I probably drink, oh boy, I don't know, 5-6 cups a day.
Rob. Good job. Keep up the good work.
So,
I don't drink a lot.
Some people say sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and I say coffee, alcohol, and pizza. That's me.
Oh, nice.
On pizza. So, but anything else you guys want to add? Why? And I asked this before, but why do you like coffee so much? Is it just that you're working in it, you got to drink it, but why? What is it about coffee?
It's a great question. There's a lot of reasons. One, because I've developed a palate these days that I appreciate things that have had the effort put into them. And so I'm always on this quest to find great coffees. Some of them can be very, very expensive, but some of them don't have to be a fantastic tasting coffee for my palate. I do the same with bourbon. I do the same with
Chocolate.
I do whatever I dive into. I'm looking for that really awesome cup. But these days it is a business, but the competitive side of me also continues to push the limits and push for success. Honestly, for how I do in the competitions, I like to be right there at the top. I like to be considered one of the top roasters in the country, and we've won many awards for our coffee, but it never stops me from going into another competition, or just to see how to make sure that I'm still I'm not being complacent, and making sure that I'm still considered to be up there too. So,
and I'm sure when you go into these competitions, so you find some maybe little things, little secrets, or little, oh, I could try this, and I can mix this, and I could try that, and I could try this. So, that's a good thing, I guess, about it. What do you think, Suzanne? Anything else?
Well, I'm a wine drinker. So is putting ice in coffee as bad as it is putting ice in wine? I love iced coffee. I think it's maybe I don't always want something hot.
Well, if you come to Oceana Coffee, we make our ice cubes out of coffee.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about it being watered down. But even if you're going to put normal, ice in your coffee at home, as long as you're using filtered water, it's no problem.
Okay.
And it's really about how you like it. We will never sit in front of a customer and say, you're doing it wrong, or that's not the way to drink coffee.
No.
Really, it's the way you like.
When you see that, I mean, I would think put it, because of all the effort and the where you travel and what you put into it, to see someone water it down. That I don't know if that's bad or not.
There's a different way. We have a different perspective on that. And for me and for Amy, we want people to enjoy Oceana Coffee, or if the first time they've walked in, we want them to have their coffee exactly the same way as they would have drank any other coffee. Because then we get to show them the differences, and in the coffees, apples for apples, per se.
Right.
I've went from drinking my coffee with cream and sugar, and then I took out the sugar and just went with cream. And for the past 3 years, it's just straight black coffee for me. So, it's an acquired taste, I guess, but I just like it without anything in it. I know people water.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of our customers, actually. And sometimes we'll get a first-time person in, and they will say, does this already have sugar in it? Or why didn't you tell me not to put sugar and cream in this coffee? And we're like, well, I don't know. It's got natural sweetness, but it's something where we will see our customers come in and they are adding cream and sugar like they normally would. And then gradually they add less and less. And I'm the same as you now. I'm a black coffee drinker. And, one of the things that really got us into coffee was wine. So you said you were a wine lover. When you start to learn about all the flavors in wine, a lot of the same flavors are in coffee. And that was something that blew our minds in the beginning and really started the journey, because we love flavor. So.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I went to a chili contest on Cape Cod, and I was like, oh my God. But if you took just a little cup and there was 50 vendors there, every single one tasted different. And you would never, you could tell right away. You'd take it just a little sip, you go, oh, that's horrible. Or, oh, this is really good. So when you have the variety and you have a good palate for it, definitely makes a difference.
So you guys are still open. You're open, right?
We're open, yeah.
So you guys can, if whoever's watching this now, Oceana Coffee right here in Palm Beach County, Tequesta, Florida, Amy and Scott Angelo. You can buy Oceana Coffee at Whole Foods. You can get it at Doris's Market. You can get it at Joseph's. If you haven't tried Oceana Coffee, I suggest you get your butt on it. Try a cup. You won't be disappointed. Where are you guys located again? Just so if people maybe that be watching this and they've never tried you guys and they want to take a drive by tomorrow morning and check it out. Where are you guys located?
So we have 2 locations in Tequesta. Our roasting house is on Old Dixie Highway. It's at 221 Old Dixie Highway. And then we have a larger lounge cafe space on US 1. That's at 150 North US Highway 1. We're in the same plaza as Evo.
I got to say the roasting house is pretty cool though, because you walk in there and if it's a roasting day, I don't know. What are your roasting days? You have certain roasting days, Scott?
Yes, the standard roasting days are Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. When we're in season, it can be 5 days a week. Depends on the load.
That's the best, Suzanne. You got to go in there when they're roasting because you can smell it.
I can't wait. And I'm leaving for California next week. I'm coming in to get some to bring out there.
You can smell it outside and inside. It's pretty.
Oh,
It's
awesome. It's awesome. You guys got a great product. They're, again, local people, great people, give back to our community. So please, if you guys are watching this, support Oceana Coffee there in Tequesta. What's the phone number that people can call to? Is there a phone number? Specific phone number?
561-401-2453.
And can they order online too? Is there a way to order anything online? And what's that website?
So if you go to our website, www.oceanacoffee.com, you can order our coffees by the bag. That can be shipped we're doing free shipping right now, forever until this COVID thing ends. And maybe we won't ever stop. Maybe. We're liking the free shipping. Everyone's liking the free shipping. But you can also go to the website and order the food and the drinks and the quiche and the lattes, whatever you would like to have 15 minutes from now. You can go and order it and then arrive and your order will be ready for you. So that's a pretty neat new function that we've had since all of this new way of doing business has come around, but it's been really helpful.
Awesome. Amazing. I'm going to say the Oceana Coffee helps with the coronavirus. No, I didn't say that. But get out there and get out there.
We're not saying it doesn't not help.
We don't know. It may or may not.
Might.
So might as well just try a cup.
It may be beneficial to your health.
It may be beneficial to that. It can't hurt you, right? It can't hurt you.
It can't hurt. That's for sure.
For sure.
Good stuff, guys. Again, Suzanne, you got to stop by there. Get some coffee to bring out to your relatives in California. They'll appreciate it. These are some of the businesses few and far between in our. I mean, it's amazing doing these interviews with the local business owners. We come across a new business every day. I've met you guys in the past, but we're finding new businesses that people may not know about. Maybe it's something they never heard about, and then you hear about it and you're like, wow. And then you hear the backstories on how these businesses started and the time and the effort that these people put into their products. It's incredible. And that's the thing I think that I like the most is when you see a business like Scott and Amy's, and Oceana Coffee, the time that they put in it. This is his sweat and tears along the way and whatever else. But no, really, I really mean it. It's his passion and Amy's passion. They put it into their product, and you don't get that when you get to these big corporate. They don't care. So local. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. And whoever's watching out there or watches this later, stop at Oceana Coffee, get yourself a cup, and then you'll be hooked and you'll be back for more and more and more. So thank you guys so much.
Man, we truly appreciate being on, and thank you so much. Of course, the same for us as a support local. Honestly, it's the mums and dads and the partners who are in there with their sleeves up and doing whatever they can to keep the business and the doors open. So, if we support local, then the money stays local and more people get employed, and it could be your sons and daughters working at our shop someday. So.
Right on.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Thanks for asking us, and thanks for doing this. Like, you guys are doing a great thing for the community as well.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
So nice to meet you. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Hey, come on in.
All right. Have a good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Friday.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.